Hi again, everyone. I'm Ollie Matthews. This is Societal Narcissism. This video is sponsored by contribution from Lori. Lori gave a general contribution, which I'll use for this video. Look at this face. Look at this look. Oh, Lord. See, the title of this video is Message to Estranged Children. And just by the boomer stare, I think we can pretty much guess where this is going. So this isn't her necessarily. I don't think this is her complaining. She has a message for us. So let's hear it, shall we? Wait a minute, I forgot. Of course. Forgot to put on my headphones. Otherwise, you're going to get the echo, which we don't want to hear. All right. Let's hear the message from this boomer hag, shall we?
Hi. I'm writing this for all the estranged mothers out there who are
You're writing this? You're speaking it, dummy.
feeling the pain and the hurt every day from their estranged sons or daughters.
Oof, that tone. Oh, that high horse, narcissistic, boomer, baby boomer, I'm better than you tone. Again, all about them. All about them. Ugh, can you figure out why her children probably want nothing to do with her? Can't figure it out 15 seconds in. No idea.
And I'm appealing to all you estranged children out there.
Uh-oh, listen up.
Stop and think for just one moment.
Still talking to everybody like they're children. Still talking. You want us to stop and think. Did you ever stop and think? No, because you don't, because in your mind, you don't have to. Because you're superior. You're better than us. You're on your fucking high horse. It's always been about you. It's all about you.
What did your parents do knowingly and willingly to hurt you as you grew up?
So now, you see, and this is what they do. They rationalize everything. They make everything subjective. So now, it's not that we didn't abuse you. It's not that we didn't damage you. We just didn't do it knowingly and willingly. I didn't call you a piece of shit your whole life knowingly and willingly. I didn't realize what I was doing. I didn't beat the shit out of you knowingly and willingly. I just couldn't control myself. So therefore, so here we go. Again, we got another narcissist, another sociopath, another unfortunate boomer. Not all boomers, okay? Not all boomers. So just a large majority of them who want to fuck up your life and then tell you when to get over it. No. No. Take your message and wipe your dirty ass with it.
If they made any errors, perhaps it's time now to...
Getting punched in the face was an error. Having my mother come into my room at night was an error. My mother leaving me with perverts to be abused was an error.
Forgive. You, as a grown adult now, has choices to make. Even if you have a husband or a wife.
The audacity to sit there and basically admit, she abused her kids. She just didn't do it knowingly or willingly, and is now going to sit there and demand you get over it and demand you forgive her. This is what I'm talking about with so many things. About fake forgiveness. About forgiveness without allocution is bullshit. This whole thing, you don't forgive for them, you forgive for yourself. Why would you forgive this? Why would you forgive somebody with an attitude like this? And she's not only, they all have this attitude. I've been showing it to you for a week now with these people. Now they demand you forgive them. No. Because if you do forgive them, what's going to end up happening is you'll never forgive yourself.
Who is not that enamored of your mother or father.
Let me back that up because I think she's going in on spouses.
As a grown adult now, has choices to make.
Mm-hmm.
Even if you have a husband or a wife who is not that enamored of your mother or father,
mm-hmm.
It's time for you to realize that as a husband or wife, you don't have to choose between your wife or your mother or father.
A lot of times you do. Okay? And again, oh, look at these crazy eyes. Look, could you imagine what this demon must have been like with her children? Whatever it was that made her children go no contact, okay? Can you imagine what it must have been like to be raised by somebody like this? Who, again, who is probably competing with the children, competing with the spouse, because they come first. They come before your wife, your husband, your children, everything else. Them. They can do and say and hit and neglect and do whatever they want to you. And they'll turn around and say, oh, well, they didn't do it willingly. It was an error. You have to get over it. No, I don't. You don't get to fuck up our lives and then tell us when we have to get over it. No, that's not how that works. That's not how that works, sweetie.
Or your husband and your mother or father. You can have both. You can love and care about both. No, you don't tell us what we can have. We know what we can have. We know we can have you and them in our lives. We know. We choose not to. This is what, and this is again, she has to put it on. It's the spouse, it's the husband, it's the wife. No, it's you. You're the reason. Your behavior, your abuse is why we've gone no contact, why you're estranged. Not them. Yeah, we have a choice. We've made our choice. The choice is to keep you out of our lives. And you don't have to feel guilty. No, not at all. You just have to know that the way you love.
Why do they think we feel guilty? See, this is their fantasy. Hoping we feel guilty over this. We don't feel guilty. Once we've gone no contact and made some distance and get some clarity, the guilt is gone. You can make all the videos you want. This is like a pseudo threat to her children. You can see the type of bullying monster she's been her entire life. She can't help herself. She can't help herself because she can't get off her fucking high horse. She refuses. She'll die up there. She'll die on that high horse. She'll die having to believe she's superior to you. She must.
Your husband or wife is entirely different than the way you will love your mother or father. And you can love both.
The idea that something like this would even need to be explained to a grown ass adult. This is how little they think of us. That they think we need this explained to us like we're children. Because they never allow us to grow up, especially the boomers. Held you to an adult standard as a child, and at the same time, never allowed to grow up. What you're seeing is the never allowed to grow up stage.
Just differently. So if you have a husband or a wife who don't understand this, then sit down and talk to them about it. Tell them you don't want to make a choice between.
Fight with your husband or wife for mommy. If you were a son husband, or you were a female that was competed with, okay, tell him mommy stays in my life. This is how it's going to be. And it's not, honey. It's not. No, don't tell me how to run my marriage. How dare you, after everything you've done, that you're now trying to just pass off as you didn't know better and I made some mistakes. I didn't do it willingly. Look at this woman's eyes. You think she didn't do anything, any of her abuse willingly? Please.
And it isn't necessary to make a choice. And particularly if there are grandchildren involved.
Why would you want a grandchild around this monster? Why? Why? See, this is what they don't understand when we have children. Our actual real parental instinct kicks in, and we realize we don't want them doing to our children what they did to us. And this is what she can't handle. It's the loss of control.
Think about this. Who are you really hurting by not allowing your children to have a relationship with their grandparents?
You. And only you. Does it suck for the child not to have, both grandparents in their lives? Yeah. Is it the end of the world? No. It's less damaging than having you in their lives and screwing them up and continuing to abuse your adult children, okay? Unfortunately, okay, it's less damaging to the children to keep you out of their lives than to have you in it. This is the reality none of you want to accept. Sorry.
You might think it's vindictive because you're angry at your mother or father. But just stop and think for a minute, really.
So if I'm actually the one angry, I thought it was the spouse. I thought it was the spouse doing this. So now it's if you're angry with your mother and father, but that's not what you opened it up saying. So again, actually you opened it up saying all your abuse wasn't intentional. Again, they want you to disregard decades of abuse. They want to damage your life and then to tell you when and how to get over it. Not happening. Not going to happen. You're not in control. You're not in charge. We're not children anymore. But they can't stop viewing you as a child ever. Because you have superiority over a child. You have authority over a child. And they can't stand the loss of the authority. They can't handle it.
Do you have any idea how important a grandmother or grandfather is to the life of a child?
Not that much. Not as much as you want to believe it is. You know how damaging a toxic grandparent or a toxic relative is to a child? It outweighs any benefit, believe me.
There's no substitute. A grandmother...
She actually believes that, too. That's the sad thing. She believes it.
Or a grandfather's love for their grandchildren exceeds anything you'll ever know.
Really? So it exceeds the love for your own children then, does it? Because if you couldn't love your own children without abusing them, how are you going to love the she's again, if you just let them talk and listen to them, is it because you can love a grandchild more than you can love anything else, so I would never abuse the grandchild. You're shit. You get abused. But because you don't understand now that I'm a grandparent, that I would never abuse the grandchild. How do you know you're not going to make the same errors? How do you know you're not going to do what you did to your children unwillingly to the grandchild? Oh, because of the love. Well, that just means the love was never there for your children in the first place, right? So why the fuck would we keep you in our lives?
We have influences. We have wonderful gifts to give to these children.
Bribery.
So please think about how you're hurting your children in the long run.
You're saving your children in the long run so they can bribe your children with gifts and prizes, okay, to turn them against you eventually. Thanks, no thanks.
And even if you choose to not have a relationship with your mother or father, please don't keep your children from their grandparents.
Oh, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to keep you out of my life, but I'm going to let you have access to my children so you can brainwash them without me not even around. That's what she really likes. See, they want access to your kids. They always want access to your kids because through their kids they can damage you. She actually prefer it. So it's not so much about the estrangement from the loss of a son or a daughter. It's the access to the grandchildren you want. So she'll accept you not talking to them and keeping them out. Just don't keep those impressionable young children away from me. Yeah, I'll get right on that. You know what? Go prepare the guest room. The kids will be right over. Stupid.
The love is just too deep and too strong.
This woman wouldn't know love if it bit her on the ass. Like, she don't know love from anything. This woman don't love anything but herself.
And one more thing, please.
Oh boy.
As estranged children, think about your parents' lives when you were young and growing up.
Oh, pack your bags. We're going on a guilt trip. Pack your bags. We're going on a guilt trip. I'm like, we getting frequent flyer miles on this one or what? Do I get frequent flyer miles on this guilt trip? Because I got some places to go. I'd like to know.
If you have something in your life that caused you pain as a child or as an adolescent or even as a young adult now, cut your parents some slack.
No! You never cut us a bit of slack our entire lives. Fuck you. You were in the position of authority. Now we gotta cut you some fucking slack? Especially a boomer who basically had the world handed to them on a silver platter. There wasn't a generation that had it better. So miss me like we didn't know any better. We were having this and that. Get wrecked. And again, I know, not every boomer. But her, the ones I've been calling out, they're all the same. They all got the same fucking playbook. All of them.
They did the best they could with what they knew how.
Oh, that's right, because there was no manual. I guess your best wasn't good enough. Like, they just have the same phrases, the same plays over and over and over again. Yet again, no specifics, just vague shit. But if you listen to her, you can figure it out. Because they can't stop talking. If you just listen to them from afar, they confess to everything.
They didn't intentionally set out to hurt you.
No. That punch in the face was accidental. It was reactionary. Cutting your hair like a boy was, it was just a mistake. It was just dressing you like shit, dressing you like a boy was, it wasn't intentional. Dropping you out a second floor window, a mere oversight.
If they made some mistakes, think about your life now. Do you not make mistakes? We all make mistakes.
We've never beat our children. We've never abused our children. Sure. A mistake is, you've had a bad day, your kid is like, and you're like, not now. That's a mistake. You might snap and be like, I'm sorry, sweetheart. Yeah, those are mistakes. Beating the shit out of your children, competing with your daughters, emasculating your sons, those aren't mistakes. What you've done is intentional. Oh, there was no manual. Yeah, we've heard that before too.
And we all need to be forgiven for those mistakes.
Don't tell me.
So please, think about your life. It's way too short to hold grudges and keep that pain inside you. We need to communicate.
Now you care about our pain, right? Now you care. Now that you got a little bit of a taste of your own medicine, now you care about our pain.
We need to open up our arms and wrap them around each other.
Ugh.
We need to say,
yeah, I doubt your children want anything to do with you. I guarantee you your touch makes their skin crawl because you're a goddamn abusive demon.
we're sorry. We need to say as parents, we didn't know any better. If we knew better, we would do better.
We didn't know any better. We didn't know not to beat you. We didn't know not to call you names. We didn't know not to take your self-esteem. We didn't know any better. We didn't know any better. It's such bullshit. They can't be allowed to get away. No, you can't allow them to get away with these arguments. I'm sorry. Sorry, not sorry. Oh, tell me you didn't know any better. Because you all got off on it. You got off on the power. You got off on the control. And what's really bothering you is that you've lost control and you can't take it.
And get on with our lives. You don't know how long your parents have, and you don't know how long you have.
Oh, this is a long guilt trip too. I better get a lot of miles. It's a long one.
Life is just that tenuous.
Uh-huh.
So,
I'm supposed to take life lessons from you. Honestly, you made all these mistakes that you didn't know any better, okay? And now we're supposed to take life lessons from you? Well, it sounds like in your prime years you were a fucking idiot. You're a self-admitted idiot. So why would we take any life lessons from you now? Why? If what you're saying is true. That make any sense? If you didn't know any better, if you didn't know not to abuse your children, you abused your children because you didn't know any better, why would I take a life lesson from you now?
So try to reach out today. Try to think about it.
No.
If you're stuck in a place where you can't move forward, think about therapy. Think about calling your mom or your dad and saying, I've had this pain too long. And I know you've had it too. And I know what I have done to hurt you.
Oh my, see? You hurt them. I know what I've done to hurt them. What we've done to hurt them. Again, they can't just take responsibility for anything. They can't. They refuse. They'd rather die. Oh my Lord. What an awful woman.
So why don't we sit down together and we talk?
Why? So you can gaslight us? You can tell us it wasn't so bad? So you can get your control out? Understand, we're not hurting now. Yes, you have damaged us. You have damaged us for life. We understand that. And every day we have to work through and remind ourselves it wasn't our fault. It was your fault. Why would I go back? Why would any of us go back and subject ourselves to this again? To somebody who's trying to still play victim themselves. You're not. You're not a victim of anything. You're a victim of your own narcissism. That's it. That's the only thing you're a victim of, is your own narcissism.
And if you want to accuse me of anything you want to accuse me of that happened in the past, go right ahead. I have big shoulders, and I will accept that I made mistakes.
The mistakes. So obviously there is a litany of things her kids have accused her of why they've got no contact. But again, they're just mistakes. They're just mistakes. They want to take zero responsibility for anything.
And we can move on and get past this.
It's not your decision. It isn't your call of how we can move on and when we can move on and if we can move on. It's not your choice. It's not your decision. It's ours and only ours. Period. Period. This is what they don't understand. They're still trying to run the show. They're still trying to run the game. You can't allow it. Forgiveness without allocution is meaningless. Again, she talked about, well, you could accuse me or whatever. She knows what the accusations are. She won't tell you. Another one won't tell you. Just makes these vague videos with veiled threats and I didn't know any better and there was no manual and we did the best we could and that's it. And you just need to get over it and move on and this and that. And if you just listen to them, they just twist their words and twist everything. And you can see the bullshit. It's complete and total bullshit from this woman.
We only have one life, friends. And it's not a dress rehearsal.
Exactly. So we're not going to waste any more of it around you people. You've stolen enough of our lives. Be gone, demon. Be gone.
So God bless all of you out there.
Oh, there's the God. There's the God.
And
part.
I hope you come to peace.
Uh-huh. Why? You haven't. You haven't. Now this video is actually 5 years old. It's 22,000 subscribers on it. 22,000 views on it. She only has 127 subscribers. But she got ratioed to shit, man. 446 likes against 829 dislikes. Yeah, that's a beatdown. That's a beatdown. And the comments are pretty funny. This woman puts up my hackles, and by the way, other grandparent surrogates work better than some toxic, entitled abusers. No way should any responsible parent introduce their innocent kids into a toxic environment. Before you lecture people about being estranged, find out how they truly think. It's hard to change people's minds when you don't know what their minds are. Life is complex and all situations are different. You have no idea how much a person has taken before they cut contact. You have no idea how many chances they have given that person. You have no idea what it's like to be abused by someone who supposedly loves you. As a parent, you have every right to protect your children from emotional, physical, and sometimes sexual abuse. Don't generalize everyone because that triggers people and who have already hit rock bottom. We won't ever go there again. I'm sure there are some good, caring parents that must have been cast away by their children. But not all that many. It goes against everything that's That's hardest thing to do, but for many, it's the only thing to do with your own families. As someone who spent a lot of time around my grandpa because parents thought that bond was important, sitting in lap, reading, sharing candy, playing at the park, etc. No grandparents are not owed grandchild access. I was horrified when he died when I was 14 and my parents decided to let me know that, by the way, several years back, he raped a young cousin of mine. Jesus Christ. Wow. Wow. I know damn well what my parents did to deserve the estrangement. You have no idea. So, I mean, it's just one after another calling this savage out as they should. They don't get to fuck up your life and tell you when to get over it. But that's what these estranged parents making videos have all been doing. So, thank you to Lori for the contribution. I really appreciate it. Thank you to everybody watching. Please leave any opinions in the comment section below. And again, if you want your story read on the channel, you have a topic you'd like me to cover, something you'd like to expose, you'd like to set up a Skype, a phone call, have a private video made, you'd like to sponsor a video like this for someone who needs help and can't afford it, or just make a contribution to the channel in general to keep it supported, growing, and successful, because this channel survives 100% on contributions from all of you. Without you guys, all this goes away. So if you like what you see here and you want to see more videos like this, you know what to do with either the Cash App, Zelle, PayPal, and email links in the description box below. Also, please like and share this video wherever you can. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't, and be sure to click the subscription bell to be notified of all my video uploads. Also, be sure to subscribe to both my channels on Rumble. Follow me on Twitter and Telegram as well. I'm Ollie Matthews. This has been Societal Narcissism. Take care, everyone.